was her first like professional
Decent,
video with a label. Yeah. But way back, Traffic on
Yeah.
Bailey, that's her. That's not her musician.
Their parents didn't name her Chapel Roan.
Yo, all right, running the show here. Running the live show.
That's right.
Oh,
Check, check.
check.
Microphone checker. Swing and Sword lecture. Hello. We're back again. Still at CineGear 2025. Still at stage 30. Condor Blue Booth. I don't know why I say it every time. But if you want to come say hi, we're live for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're live.
With Oren.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your last name? Soffer?
Soffer. Yeah.
I got to find if it's a long O or a short O.
It's I keep you guessing.
Okay. Like Soderbergh.
That's right.
Right?
That's a good one. I need to start using that.
Because everybody says Soderbergh.
Yeah.
And they'd be wrong.
And they're wrong.
Because it's Swedish or something, right?
Is it?
I don't know. Are you Swedish?
No. I need to ask him, though. Let's find him. He's probably here.
He's probably here. He's my next interview.
He's probably lurking around here somewhere. You should get him. Go find him.
I would probably get bumped. They bump me for
yeah,
Soderbergh.
he'd sit there.
Yeah,
and interview himself. Right. Probably, actually.
We don't need you either.
Knowing how he works. He's his own DP, he's his own interviewer.
That's right.
It's perfect.
He's an auteur. Isn't that what they say? Auteur?
Yes, yes.
Anyway, I got a couple questions for you.
Hit me.
So I'm not one for doing bios. If people, they could just Wikipedia and then you figure it out.
OrenSoffer.com.
That's right.
/about.
Right.
And there's a bio on there.
Two things I want to talk to you about. One, I noticed in one of the credits it said co-cinematographer.
Yeah.
On the creator.
That's right.
But for some reason, I feel like you seem to kind of be the face of that, at least in the YouTube circle. I was talking. We got Oren here.
Yeah, yeah.
Guy used the FX3.
Yeah.
Was that like that was the story, right?
Yeah.
What the hell is a co-cinematographer?
Yeah. Well, on that project, we had two cinematographers, and it's
and that's it.
Yeah, and we did it together as a co.
Oh, okay.
As a collaboration.
I guess what I mean is, who did what? So you did that with Greg Fraser, right?
Greg Fraser.
Yeah.
So I mean, that project was very unique for many reasons, and the two credited cinematographers is not completely unheard of. It's more common in television. Often on TV shows, there are multiple cinematographers that work on a show, and sometimes they work together. Sometimes they just work on different episodes, but sometimes they do kind of collaborate and come up with the look of a show together and really synthesize. And that's really what this process was. Greg and I worked hand in hand together with the director, Gareth Edwards, he was really in the lead. Like, this was Gareth's film, it was Gareth's vision, and Greg and I were, we were the secondary tier. Like, we were there to help Gareth make the movie he wanted to make.
Right.
We were there to support him, help him manifest his vision, and the way the division of labor worked, essentially, to really simplify it, was Greg couldn't be on set, basically, because he was shooting this other movie. I don't remember what it was called. Something in the desert. I don't know.
Good plug.
Yeah. And I think it was nominated for an Oscar. I don't know. And so he needed somebody else to be on set with Gareth during the shoot. But Gareth is a unique director. He is very hands-on. He operates his own camera on all of his films. And on this one, he was really wanted to kind of go back to his roots as a guerrilla indie filmmaker and really shoot it like almost like a documentary.
Right.
So Gareth was going to operate the camera, but he needed somebody to handle the lighting and kind of basically curate like the world and whatever was going to be in front of the camera. So that was me, essentially. I was on set to supervise the cinematography, the lighting department, the camera department, and Greg and I, our collaboration was mostly in pre-production with Gareth to kind of define and come up with the look of the film and the approach, how we were going to ensure that every day Gareth had what he needed visually on set to accomplish the look of the project. And then during the shoot, Greg and I talked every day. I mean, he would watch the dailies and we would talk about what worked, what didn't work.
Kind of sounds like you're saying Greg was a consultant.
Well, it was unique. I mean, this is the thing is, it's like, it was even my job as a cinematographer on it was different than your typical DP position where, I'm not operating the camera. I'm not like framing the shots. it
You
was
had
like,
no lensing job. Like,
well, we shot on one lens.
right.
So, everything about this shoot was just so different than your usual thing, that kind of collaboration, which sounds odd, like everybody was doing something a little different than you normally would, somehow just worked. It was
Yeah,
like
it worked out.
Yeah, it was a true three-way collaboration. And Gareth is too humble to take a credit for it. He could have been, like a egotistical guy and been like, I'm going to also be a DP on this, but
I'm the cinematographer now.
exactly.
Like
And there's
the
other
Captain
directors
Phillips.
who would do that, but he, he's very magnanimous with his crediting, and so he was like, "You guys are the DPs. I'm not going to take credit for that." And then, we did some stage work at the end on at Pinewood on big sound stages, and we did some virtual production with the volume. So while we were shooting in Thailand, Greg was also prepping that part of the shoot. So pre-lighting and working with ILM to create our virtual environments. So he was also physically working on all that in London while we were shooting in Thailand. So in that sense, it really was nice to have two DPs splitting work.
Almost like 2 units or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean, we ended up shooting that together. It was not like happening at the same time. But he was able to prep it while we were sleeping in Thailand. He was awake in London, like prepping stuff, and then basically. So it was nice. Yeah. So that was the co-DP, but it was really unique. I mean, I've never done anything like that since or before, but it was cool.
Would
I would do it
be
again.
your biggest project, I suppose, today?
Yeah, for sure.
As what did they call you? 10 cinematographers to watch.
Oh, yeah.
It was something like that.
Yeah. Varieties, 10s, and that was really nice. Yeah,
That
was it was just good
I think
validation.
It said 10 sexiest cinematographers to watch.
That would be a good list. Yeah. That one would. I don't know if I would be happy or embarrassed to be on that list.
But with being a cinematographer to watch, and I have a sort of a strange question.
Yeah.
As somebody who's completely layman and knows nothing about this, how does one get tapped to work on a big project versus like projects that you have more pushing?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, the creator really came about due to my relationship with Greg. I was very lucky to meet him early on, and we became kind of friends, mentors, mentor-mentee kind of thing. And that was just a relationship that built up over years. Kind of right place, right time.
Were you crew on any movies that he was on?
Yeah, I worked on Vice a little bit and on The Mandalorian, but more kind of behind the scenes, like smaller roles, mostly in pre-production, post-production. But this was definitely a step up in our kind of working together.
Yeah.
And he's just been really great, just keeping tabs on my work over the years, and I think just put me forward to Gareth when this project came about, and they needed an additional DP, and he thought of me, and it's very flattering, of course, and he's done that with other DPs too. I think Greg is very big with mentorship, and he mentors a lot of other cinematographers, and I think is very good about giving people an opportunity to step up, which I think is really great. And I'm a big believer in that too. Like I try to bring like shadows onto my shoots to kind of learn and experience being on set. And I was lucky I've had other mentors earlier on when I was much younger that brought me onto their sets, like when I knew nothing.
Right.
So to be able to come on and like be a camera PA or an intern and just be able to like observe a professional set. So I think like that kind of mentorship is really important. And then you just kind of slowly build those relationships over time. And, those relationships maybe pay off, maybe don't. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's all about who you meet and when and putting in the time and the patience. And, like maybe those opportunities pan out over time, and you get like a break essentially. That's pretty much what it takes.
Because it's different than directing, where you almost have to like bid on a job, right?
Directing is a little different, especially directing narrative, because your early opportunities, like nobody's going to give them to you. You really have to like make your own film and make it happen on your own. Or
but even if a studio is looking to do a project, it's almost like
yes,
different directors have to be like, this is what I can do at this thing with this much and whatever, right?
Exactly.
It's like you're almost like the contractor putting that together.
Yeah, but even then, a studio is probably only going to look at directors who've already done something that is like worthy of consideration.
Sure.
So a director would have had to have already done like a successful indie film or something that's put them on the map or on the radar, and that kind of requires the director to have like already had a breakout film that they've sort of done on their own terms, which is really hard. It's a little different for a cinematographer because we get hired on a project, but for a director, you kind of really have to forge your own path at first until you have a breakout project. It's really hard.
But then for the DP to get hired, the director almost has to know you. Yes, like they have to have like a
Yes.
pool of people that they're like, these are the DPs that I know.
Exactly, and this is someone I trust. Or if they don't have that pool, maybe the DP is someone who's presented to them, or they're given a list of people to be like, hey, here's some really good DPs. Maybe you want to look at their work and consider them. I mean, that's basically what happened on this one. Gareth, Greg was unavailable to be on the set, and Greg and Gareth had worked together on Rogue One. So Greg was like, oh, well, here's some other DPs to look at.
And just gave him that Variety article.
Exactly. Well, that was after, but he sent. I think he sent him my website. That was it. He just looked at the work, and that's all you can really do.
A damn good website, Oren.
Apparently, I don't know. Turns out, but yeah. So, lesson learned. Have a good website.
That's right. This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Exactly. Literally.
It's not.
It's not. But my website is built on Squarespace. But they do not sponsor this. I pay them a lot of money.
That's the same to me. It's like there's so many Squarespace spots on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just pay Squarespace. It's like I should really be doing Squarespace spots instead of just paying them.
I know. Like, if you're listening, Squarespace, sponsor us.
That's right.
Please.
We're willing to do it. Speaking of the back catalog a little bit, there's something that I noticed in there which stood out to me. You shot Pink Pony Club. Which,
yes.
I know we're taking a left turn here.
Yeah.
But
the best kind.
Yeah. First of all, love Chapel Roan.
We love Chapel.
Yeah, we love Chapel.
Yes.
Great song. Great video.
Great song. I've listened to it 1,000 times on the set.
I bet you'd have to.
Yeah,
right?
You have to.
They don't give you noise canceling.
Nope. No, you better like that song.
Do you still?
I do. Okay. I still love it. I still love it.
It's damn catchy.
It's really catchy.
Tell me a little bit about that project.
It's so funny. Chapel's journey is fascinating, and I go even further back with Chapel because I shot her very first music video, her first professional music video, in 2017, when she was just starting out. It was her first professional song on a label, and that's still on my website, but I don't think you can find that EP anywhere. So I don't know. That music's gone. It was very different style. It was very moody and gothic, but it was really cool. So Pink Pony Club was a single. And it was kind of the first in this new style. So we knew Chapel as this kind of edgy gothic artist, and then this pop song came out, and we were like, oh, this is different. It's really cool. And the video was still very scrappy, very low budget. She was nobody then, not huge. And it was very simple, shot in one day, as most music videos are, just super low budget, scrappy. And it was shot in 2020. It was 5 years ago. And
wow.
She... people who maybe are more familiar with her journey already know this, but it just took a long time for her to kind of blow up. We thought right then on that set, this is going to be the song. And we thought 3 years prior that she was going to blow up because her early music was also really good. And we were like, she's going to go places for sure. And it didn't happen. And then Pink Pony Club, we were like, this is going to be the one. Yeah. It's so good. And then that didn't blow up either, and we were like, I don't know what's going to happen with her.
It 2024 that she started headlining all the big shows?
Yeah, it took 3 or 4 more years, but she kept releasing singles and the album and everything, and then it just happened overnight, it felt like. And now I hear Pink Pony Club on the radio all the time, and it's just so surreal, and everybody now knows her, and I'm like, oh man, I've been on this train for so long, and I've heard that song so many times, and it is funny to see people rediscover the video because of how old it is, and she looks so young in it too. Because it literally was shot 5 years ago.
Anything about shooting that video that stood out to you as kind of interesting or peculiar in terms of the cinematography of it?
No, it was really fun. I mean, it was very cinematic. We shot it on location in LA in a bar that was closed during the day. Opened at 6 p.m. or something. So we shot there. We were there at 7 in the morning with some extras and drag queens and Chapel with her choreography. She's great. She's great choreography. It was really fun. It was the timing of it was interesting because we literally shot it in February 2020, and then the pandemic hit a month later, and we color graded it in March during lockdown. Company 3 was closed. I think I DM'd
depressive color grading because you're depressed.
Yeah, I mean it was all remote. It was weird. It was very surreal.
Yeah,
but it was fun. That was a cool project.
Well, the representatives here at Condor Blue didn't put on our
no, it's still 0-0. We have no idea
know how long we've been talking for.
It could have been an hour.
I don't want to take all too much of your time.
Yeah.
This isn't exactly a press junket, but you got anything you're working on that you can tell us about?
Good question. Well, I did. There is a new movie coming out. I don't know when, but I did shoot a film last year. Adam Wingard directed, called Onslaught, A24. I don't know when it's coming out, but whenever it comes out, check it out.
What genre?
It is a horror thriller action movie.
It's fun. Last time I saw you, I kept making jokes. I was like, "It looks like an A24 movie," and then I said, "What genre?" And you're like, "It's a horror action."
Yeah, it's pretty much.
I guess if you're known for doing something well, just lean into it, right? I mean, A24 does more than just that, but like,
they do, yeah. But I mean, listen, that's what they know what butters their bread. But it's good. This was really good. It's super fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Oren, thank you for your time.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank
This
you.
was fun. Good to see you guys.
And